Today we're going to talk about perfectionism and why it might not be such a bad thing after all. It is almost noon on Monday, and I thought that I would get outside and record this video because in about an hour it's supposed to start raining. So I thought I would enjoy a little bit of outdoor time before that happens. And I wanted to talk today about an idea that came to me last week as I have been immersed in the creation of 4-day-a-week videos for verbal to visual and kind of shooting for at least Monday through Friday videos for Learn in Public, and that being the metric by which I gauge the success of the work that I do is the regular output. But it's not just the regular output of new things, it's also a slowly increasing quality in those things that I'm making. And the desire to keep improving the quality of these things stems from my perfectionism. And for a long time, perfectionism was something that I fought, but I'm starting to see a different angle on perfectionism because at its core, that desire to make something quote-unquote perfect comes from the desire to make things of quality, to make something that resonates with someone else, holding your work to high standards, which is obviously a good thing. The only problem that can arise is when your perfectionism leads you to inaction. If perfectionism leads to inaction or to not putting your work out there because you don't think it's good enough yet. So, where I think perfectionism can be beneficial is when it's combined with something else. I'm going to draw you a diagram to show you. So let's take a look at this guy here. Perfectionism on its own may or may not be a positive thing for you, but when it's combined with forced daily output, when you force might sound like too strong of a word, but it feels relevant here because if you have perfectionist tendencies, you know that you might need to be forced to finish something and put it out there, to turn it in, to publish it, hitting that publish button, as scary as that might seem. But at the intersection of those two things, where perfectionism intersects with forced daily output, I think really good things can happen. And I think this is an important piece to the learning in public puzzle, because if you are interested enough in learning your thing and developing your skills to be paying attention to a series called Learn in Public, chances are you are, to one degree or another, a perfectionist. But if you force yourself, if you set up some sort of publishing schedule to your work, then you can leverage that perfectionism over time, where what you focus on becomes not making any individual thing that you make perfect, but on the slow improvement and growth in your skills over time. That is what learning in public is all about, because you get to see that, but you will only see it if you force yourself. You must force yourself to actually put things out in the world. And in my case, I, for a long time, have been looking for a daily thing, and I think I'm slowly getting there with this series and with verbal to visual. It doesn't have to be daily for you. It could be a weekly or even a monthly thing that you put out. But knowing that if you do that each cycle, forcing yourself to do that each cycle, we're getting to some iteration, as we've talked about in previous videos. When you know that you're going to do that, that's what's going to build momentum into your work. And when you can see this improvement happening over time, that's what makes this worthwhile and energizing and fun to do things like this. I'm trying to think of a title for this guy. Let's go with this for now. Leveraging your perfectionism. Don't see your perfectionism as a weakness. See it as a strength, and know that the only way for it to become a weakness is if you let it stop you from sharing your work with others. So, my question for you today is this. What might the daily or weekly or monthly output look like for you in your situation? What's a thing that you could create on a regular basis and share with the world? And as you do that each day, week, or month, bring your perfectionism to the table each time. Make it as good as you can, but ultimately ship it when you say you will ship it, and move on and try to make it better next time. What might that output look like for you? Thank you for watching. Good luck. Let me know what you think of this idea and what your output will be in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow.